Okay, so welcome to all of you. In the last video lecture, we have seen the definition of the common divisor, definition of the GCD. We have seen the theorem, that is what GCD for any two integers have a positive GCD, and it can be expressed in the form in the linear combination of the given two numbers. And we have also seen some examples on the GCD. So this is also application of GCD. So that is the Euclid's lemma. So what is the Euclid's lemma? So statement is what? M divides AB, that means M divides the product such way that GCD of M and A is 1. GCD of M and A 1. GCD of A and B is also same as GCD of B and A, no problem for it. So is 1, then M divides B. So that means what? If M divides the product and GCD of one of them number, so that means what? Suppose M divides AB and GCD of MB is 1 now, then M divides A then. Okay, so this we want to prove. Okay, so we'll prove this one. So prove. What we are given? M given. What we are given? GCD of AM. GCD of AM is equal to 1. Right? So therefore AX plus MY is equal to 1. Okay. So what are these X and Y? X and Y are integers. X and Y are integers. Okay. What I have to prove? What I have to prove? I have to prove that M divides B. That means B is equal to N times some number. M times some number. So I multiply by M now. Right? So therefore I write this M is equal to AXM. Okay. Plus M square. Okay. M square Y. Just I have multiplied. I have to prove that B is equal to Y. I should multiply by B now, not M. Okay, so B is equal to ABX plus MBY. Okay, so you can shift B anywhere. So this you have B is equal to. Now here what? Here AB is here. AB is here, but AB is not here. That means A is not here. We want to form AB here now. Okay, okay. So we have applied this. Well, just we have applied only GCD of AB. This is also given M divides AB. That we will apply here. Okay. So we have AB is equal to. Now you want over here B is equal to. You don't want AB. So what you want? B is equal to M, right? M is in this term, but M is not in this term. You want M in this term now. Okay. So we have M divides AB. So this implies that AB is equal to M times some Q1. Okay. So Q1 belongs to Z. Q1 belongs to Z. See what you want? B is equal to M times some integer. B is equal to M times some integer. That means you have to take M common here, right? But M is in this term. M is not in this term. So we want M in this term, right? So we are given this. We will apply that also. So whatever given, you have to apply that. You have given these two. With the help of 2, this we have to prove. Okay. So now your AB is equal to M Q1. So I put B is equal to AB is equal to what? M Q1. M Q1X plus MBY. Okay. So B is equal to, I can take M common now here. So Q1X plus BY. Okay. Now your Q1X plus BY, this is integer. Because what here? Your X and Y is integer. Okay. Your A and B are also integers. And your Q1 is also integer. Right. And this is the linear combination of this integer is also integer. So this implies that M divides B. M divides B. So we are through. Okay, so only with the help of the definition we have proved this one. Very simple. Okay, so we'll take next. Remember this Euclid's, it is for product. Okay. Next, let A is greater than B is given to you, and GCD of AB, that means A and B are relatively prime to given. Show that GCD of A plus B and GCD of A minus B is either 1 or 2 or 2. Okay. So solution. What will prove? This GCD is 1 or, so we take D. Let D is equal to GCD of A plus B, A minus B. What we have to prove? The value of D is 1 or 2. This we have to prove. Okay. So So what does this implies? I just first apply the definition. D is the common divisor of this. D is the common divisor of a plus b and a minus b. So what does this imply then? So if a d divides a and d divides b, then d divides its sum and its difference also, because sum is same as difference. Okay. Okay. So now d divide a plus b. So that means what? D divide a plus b plus a minus b, and d divide a plus b minus a minus b. See what happened there. So this implies that d divides twice a and d divides, then this is twice b. Okay, d divides twice b. So what we have proved? D divides twice a, d divides twice b. Okay, so okay, now we'll apply this GCD of, just we have taken what, so this is not actually what, this is not given actually, so we have assumed that GCD is what, and we have applied the definition of the GCD and the GCD, we have applied the, but what we have given, we have to apply this. A and B are related to prime, this we want to apply. So here what, we have the D divide twice and D divide twice b. Okay, so AB, since AB is equal to 1, therefore AX plus BY is 1. AX plus BY. I multiply by these two, right? So twice AX plus twice BY is equal to 1. Is equal to 2. Is equal to 2. Right? So this also implies that. So this also implies that D divides. I multiply by the x here. I multiply y here. So twice AX plus twice BY. Twice BY. Okay. So instead of this, I will write here. Okay. Okay. So this implies that twice A is equal to dq1, twice B is equal to dq2. Okay. So q1, q2 belongs to Z. Okay. So I write this is what, twice A is equal to dq1. Okay. So dq1 plus dq1 x now here. Value of twice A is dq1 plus value of twice B is what, dq2. dq2 y is equal to 2. Right? Okay. So I will take d common here. So d is equal to q1x plus q2y is equal to, what does this imply? D divide 2, because 2 is equal to d times some integer. So d divide 2. So what does this imply? What are the divisors of 2? Divisors of 2 is what? D is equal to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Only the divisors of 2 are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2. Right? So d must be plus or minus 1 and 2. But d is positive. But d is positive. So therefore d is equal to 1 or 2. D is equal to 1 or 2. So we are through. We are through. So very simple. Very simple. Just we have applied the definition. Okay. Take the next problem. Show that there are no two integers a, b such that ab is equal to 3 and a plus b is equal to 100. A plus b 100. Okay, so prove. Solution. What do I have to prove? So there does not exist two integers a and b such that their GCD is 3 and their sum is 100. So such a number do not exist. That we want to prove. Okay, suppose there exist a and b belong to Z such that a b is equal to 3 and a plus b is equal to 100. We assume that there exists, right? We must get somewhere contradiction. We must get the result. We know that that result is wrong. Okay. So what does this imply? 3 divides a, 3 divides b, right? So this implies that 3 divides a plus b, because 3 divides a, 3 divides b. It 3 divides the linear combination of a and b. 3 divides a, 3 divides, right? But what is a plus b? It's 100. This is 100. 3 divides 100, right? So is it true? Can you write 100 is equal to 3 times some integer? No, this is not true. This is not true. This is not true. Because what? Why we get this wrong answer? Because we assume that there exists. So therefore, there does not exist AB belong to Z such that GCD of AB is equal to 3 and A plus B is equal to 100. So such a numbers does not exist. Very simple proof of this one. Okay. Next. Prove that the product of any three consecutive integers consecutive integers is divisible by 3 factorial. Okay, so we have to prove this one. Okay, so solution, we need to prove that, we want to prove that 3 factorial means 6 divides 3 consecutive, right? 3 consecutive integers. 3 consecutive means what? This 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 consecutive integers. Minus 2, minus 1, 0. These are the 3 consecutive integers, right? Anukrame. In Marathi it is called anukrame. Lagatar येणारी संख्या, right? So that means what? This is 4, 5, 6. These are the consecutive integers. So 4, after 4 there is 5. After 5 there is 6, right? So that means what? If n is there, so see, 4 is there, then 4 plus 1, then 4 plus 2, right? So n plus 1, n plus 2. So this we want to prove. Okay, so we know that right? N into n plus 1. So what? N is odd, then n plus 1 is even. If n is even, then n plus 1 is odd, right? So even into odd is even. Is divisible by 2. That is n into that is 2 divides n plus 1. That is 2 divide n into n plus 1. Right? So this implies that 2 divide n into n plus 1, 2 also divide then n into n plus 1 into n plus 2. Whatever this integer equivalent. So I take n plus 2. I will take n plus 2. Okay. Now we also know that so 3 divides n plus 1, n plus 2, right? So now GCD of 2 and 3 is 1. GCD 2 and 3 are relative to prime. So we have proved that A divides B, A divides C, B divides C, and GCD of AB is equal to 1, then AB divide C. Just we have proved this in the last we have proved this. A divide C, B divide C, and GCD of AB is 1, then the product divide the C. That we have proved, right? We have proved this. So this implies that 2 into 3, that means 6, divide n into n plus 1, n plus 2, right? So the problem is over. Only we have to apply our knowledge and the definition of the divisibility, and we have proved some properties of the divisibility. Okay, so next one, if next problem, if GCD of AN is equal to 1 and GCD of BN is equal to 1, then GCD of AB is equal to 1. GCD of ABN is equal to 1. That means AN is 1. A and N are relative to prime, B and N are relative to prime, then AB and N are relative to prime. This you have to prove. Okay. So solution. Given that GCD of AN is equal to 1 and GCD of BN is equal to 1. This we have given. We have to prove GCD of AB and N is 1. Okay. So now we will apply the definition. This is what I will write. This is AX1 plus NY1 is equal to 1 and BX2, I will take X2 plus NY2 is equal to 1. Right? By definition, they are related to prime. So X1, X2, Y1, Y2 are not in the problem. We must have to mention what they are. X1, X2, Y1, Y2 belong to Z. All they are in. We must have to mention this. Okay. Okay. So what you have to prove? This GCD of AB and N is 1. GCD of AB and 1. So that means what? I have to see this what? AB times some integer plus N times some integer is equal to 1. I have to do this one. So now see here A, but B is not there. Okay, and here N A. So here what? Here we need B now. Here we want here B now. If AB and N is there, so then we will be through. So what to do now? This what to do? See what is this then? AX1 is equal to 1 minus N Y1 and BX2 is equal to what? 1 minus N Y2. 1 minus N Y2. Okay, I will do the product now. This is what? So AB, AX1, BX2. This is what? 1 minus N Y1, 1 minus N Y2 now. Okay, so do the product. This is what? AB, X1, X2 is equal to. So 1 is there. Minus N Y2 plus minus N Y1 plus N square Y1, Y2. Okay, I will shift all this here now. So this is what? AB. I will write in X1, X2 bracket. Okay, plus N. So this is what? Y2 plus Y1 plus minus. This is minus. Okay, because this plus is shifted here. So minus N. N is common. So N Y1, Y2 is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. Right? So we have seen that AX plus BY. If AX plus BY is equal to 1, then GCD of one member from the first term and second member from the second term. So then that GCD is always 1. So we take one member as AB and here what? One member as N. So this implies that GCD of AB is equal to 1. We have proved that a linear combination of AB and N is 1 now here. So these both are the integers now here. Because what? Your X1, X2, Y1, Y2 and N, they are all integers. So we did this one, right? So we have proved this one. Okay, so now we take the next one. Given next problem. Given integers A and B. Given integers A and B prove that if there exist integers x and y, yes, x and y, for which GCD of AB is equal to ax plus by, then GCD of xy is equal to 1. Okay, solution. So what you have to prove? There exists x and y for which okay, so we'll take a GCD of AB as D now. Okay, let this is D. Okay. So that there exists x and y, integer x and y, so that T is, so D is equal to what? GCD of AB is equal to ax plus by. Okay, x plus y. So our aim is to prove that GCD of x and y is 1 now. GCD of x and y is 1. Okay, so this we want to prove. So now D is GCD of AB. What does it imply? D divides A, D divides B. Okay, so this implies that D divides A, D divides B. This implies that A is equal to D Q1, B is equal to D Q2. Okay, so therefore D is equal to, so A value is what? D Q1 x plus D Q2 y plus D Q2 y. So now this D is positive, D is a GCD, it is positive, get cancelled. Okay, so get cancelled because D is not equal to 0. If you want to cancel any number, that number should not be 0. Your D is not equal to 0 because D is a GCD. Okay, so you can cancel D. So this is 1 is equal to Q1x plus Q2y. Right? So now see, this is linear combination is 1. That means one member from this one and this one member from this one and one member from this one. Then GCD is 1. So you have to prove this is what? This. So this is what? GCD of xy is equal to 1. Okay. So very simple proof. Very simple proof. Okay. We'll take the next one. For any integers a, show that GCD of twice a plus 1, 9a plus 4 is equal to 1. Okay, so solution. Let the GCD of twice a plus 1, 9a plus 4. 9a, is it 9? Yes, 9a plus 1. What do I have to prove? The value of D is 1 now. Okay, so we prove this one. Just we will apply the definition of the GCD. So D is the GCD, that means what? D divides A and D divides B. So D divides the common, right? So twice a plus 1. D divides 9a plus 4. Okay, what you have to prove? D is 1, that means what? If you do this one, D divides A. D divides 1. So this you want to prove this is 1 now. So how we can do this one? How we can prove this? What does this imply then? D divides, I will multiply by 9 here and I will multiply by 2 here. So 9a plus 1, right? And D divides, I can multiply by 2 here now. Okay, so this is allowed. What does this imply then? D divides 18a plus 9. D divides 18a plus 8 now. Okay, so it is 18a now. What does this imply then? D divides 18a plus 9 minus 18a plus 8. Okay, 18a plus 1. So it divides with sum, it divides also difference. Okay. So we have proved that D divides A, then D divides AB also. If D divides A, D divides B, no matter whatever the value of B is. Okay. Okay. So now here, if you simplify this, what we get? So 18 get cancel. 9 minus 8 is 1. So this implies that D is equal to plus or minus 1. This implies that D is equal to 1 since D is greater than 0, not greater than equal to 0. D is always positive. Okay. So very simple. So we'll take next one. Prove that no integers x, y satisfies no integer x satisfy 196x plus 260y is equal to 14. Okay, so solution. Okay, assume that there exists xy belongs to z such that 196x plus 260y is equal to 14. Okay, this we have. Okay, so GCD of 196 and 260 is 4. Okay, so this implies that 4 divides 196, 4 divides 260. Right? So this implies that 4 divide 196, 4 divide 260, that means 4 divides the linear combination of this one. That means what here? 4 divide 196x plus 260y. So what does this imply then? 4 divides 14. 4 divides 14. 4 divides 14. Is it true? This is not true. This is not true. So therefore no integers x and y satisfy. So this is what 196x plus 260y is equal to 40. So we don't have such integers such that 196. So that means why this is plus is there. That means what here x and y may be negative. So that this number is less now, right? X and y are integers. The integers are always positive or negative. That means your x may be positive, x may be negative, right? So that the sum will be 14. But such number does not exist. That we have proved. Okay. Okay. So we do the last one. For any x belongs to z, show that GCD of AB is equal to GCD of A B plus AX. Okay, so proof. Solution. Let G is equal to D is equal to, okay, T is equal to GCD of AB and G is equal to GCD of A B plus AX. Okay, so we'll assume this. So what you have to prove? D is equal to this. We want to prove D is equal to this. That means what? You have to prove that D divides G and G divides D. This you have to prove. D divides G divides D. They are divisors of with each other. That we have to prove. Then this they will be the equal. Okay. So we'll try to prove this one. Okay. So D divides A. This implies that. Okay. So D divides A. D divides B. And G just will say this B plus AX. We'll write G as the GCD of this one. Okay. So what does this imply here? D divides A. Okay, so d divide ax also, because d divides a, d divide ax. Okay, so d divides b also. Okay, d divides b. Okay, so we'll argue that g divides g is what, GCD of this one. I can write this as what, this implies that d divides a, d divides a, d divide b plus x. I can take the sum of this one. Okay, and so and g is GCD of a, b plus x. See here, d divides a, d divide b plus x, and GCD of GCD of a, b plus x is g. So this is the GCD of these two numbers, right? And that means what here, d is the common divisor of a and b plus x. So this implies that, so any common divisor divides its GCD, right? So d is the common divisor of a, b plus x, and GCD of a, b plus x is g. Any common divisors of the number divides its GCD. So that means what here, d divides g. Okay, so I will call this as 1 now. Okay, now next what, I will assume that in the second one, so g is equal to a, b plus ax, and d is equal to ab now. D is equal to ab. So what this implies, g divides a, g divides b plus x, right? So so d is what is there now. Now what here, g divides, okay, this is g divides a, g divides ax. I can write, right? So g divides b plus ax also. So I can write this as what? So what I have to prove here, g divides b now. I want here what? D is the GCD of AB. So g divides a, but g divides b is not there. So I will manage g divides b. I have to manage g divides b. So what here? D divides a. D divides a. Now here what? D divides. I can take the subtraction of this one. B plus x minus x. So this implies what? G divides a. G divides b. And I write this what? D is the GCD of AB. So what here? GCD of AB is D, and G is what then? Common divisor of A and B. So G is the common divisor of A and B. So therefore what? Therefore what? This implies that any common divisor of A and B also divides the GCD of A and B. So G divides D. I will call this as 2. So from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, what? D divides G and G divides D. What this implies? D is equal to plus or minus G. But D and G are GCD. They are positive, right? So I have written, if they are the numbers, then D is plus or minus G. But D and G are GCD, that means they are positive. So this implies that D is equal to G. Since D and G are positive, so we are true now. Okay. So I hope that you understand this one. Okay. So we have seen a lot of problems on the GCD and the divisibility. Okay. So I hope that you understand this one. So try to do independently. Take the problem and try to solve it independently. Okay. So I hope that you can do this one. Okay. So we will stop here. Thank you.